Well, let's try it this way. Good morning, sweethearts. How are y'all doing? I'm not sure why there was no sound on my laptop, so we'll do it through my phone. And we'll go from there and see if it works this way. Can you hear me now? Isn't that like a Verizon? Didn't that used to be like a Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now? Good morning, sweethearts. I'm not sure why there was no sound. You can hear me now? Okay, good. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. I love you. I don't know if it was because I had too many crystals on me or what, but for whatever reason, my laptop wasn't putting sound out, so we'll do it through my phone. How are y'all doing this morning? Happy Sunday. Big hugs and blessings. It's still quite raining pretty heavy here. I know John Welch John, I believe he's under, showed a picture in Houston. So your intentions and your love and your light being flooded, continue to be flooded, is most greatly appreciated, sweethearts. Happy Sunday. Are you still feeling the magic? This morning, for myself, I was woke up at 4:44 this morning, and in the first couple hours have been quite intense emotionally for me. I ended up going in after meditation. I'm holding an angelite crystal actually, and I ended up going and taking a salt bath and really releasing a lot of emotion. So how are y'all doing? Good morning, Rachel, Stewart, Michelle, Jenny, Adela, Michelle, Patricia, Barat. Big hugs and blessings. Thank you, Barat. Magical, but also tired, huh, Adela? Well, Saturn went station direct yesterday, sweet ones, and, just as with anything, you go from one space to another. There's always some release, and even though I woke up to really heavy emotion this morning, I feel a lot better now after meditation. I always ask every morning. I always ask the Creator in Gaia, what can I do for you today? How may I be in service for you today? And I love Gaia, she literally is my heart, I tell you. She's all of our inner child. We just say it's your inner child, but really Gaia's our inner child. I love you too, Crystal. So the more healing you do within you, you really do it with Gaia, because Gaia is that inner child, and we are all those conduits to release it. And up and down, Stuart, yep. And you're going to find, hey now, go play, boys. You're going to really find, sweethearts, these next few days, up through the rest of this Mercury retrograde, you're going to have those ups and downs. But come September is a very big month of change. And Gaia told me this morning when I was communicating with her, she says, this life is a gift. And with the changes being presented to us, she shared with me that even though they may seem challenging or tumultuous, is the word she used, to embrace it and really allow ourselves to flow in that change. Hey boys, quit now. Come on now. And I really felt that with the release after I took a salt bath. And the human aspect of us fears change, and in these times of great change, it does make us emotional. It does create anxiety for many of us. And as we go through these changes, it's really important to honor those emotions that come up, sweethearts. Um, Adela, I am holding the same color crystal a North American Indian gifted me in Edinburgh on Friday. That's beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful blessing, Adela. Well, this is a raw angelite. I have probably, oh gosh, I don't know, 100 different crystals, 100 plus. And I ask Gaia every day, what crystal should we use today, Gaia? And she specifically told me the angelite crystal today. So that's what I'm holding. And she said that, well, for those of us, and I can't say that I feel that disconnection, but there are many that are feeling like they're disconnected. They're in that stagnation. They're in that space where they really aren't here in their spirit. They're really not here in their teams. And that's why she said the angelite will be very good today. That it will really help with that connection when you're in that space of stagnation, if you will. And that's, that is the beauty. Stuart, Lemurian quartz today, right on. I went in, probably a couple of months ago, and I had some really big Lemurian sort seed crystals, along with the Twin Soul Lemurian seed crystal, and I planted those along with my aquamarine and tanzanite, and some rose quartz and rhodonite. I went and planted them in the river here, in the Lampasas River, and if you are so guided to, I really encourage you to really plant your crystals that maybe break or something like that, or if you're guided to on a certain crystal, to plant them in the earth, as that really helps spread that loving energy and neutralize a lot of this karmic energy that is actually being released out of Gaia, out of the planet herself. And so I try to do that with my crystals a lot. I try to plant them in the ground, and after they're activated, hey now boys, go play somewhere else now. And so, if that resonates with you, if you're guided to do that, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so back to what Gaia shared with me. This life is a gift. And as we go forward, she's really encouraging us to really embrace the miracle of life. And with these changes coming ahead, to really focus on truly what you want to build in your new house, if you will. Oh, that's wonderful, Stuart. Thank you. Blanca, my kids are growing. Yep, they're growing. Does anyone have a preferred insure for getting good crystals? Rachel, as far as crystals, what I would really encourage you, if you have the opportunity to actually go into a crystal store, hey, go play somewhere else. You don't need to play right where I'm at. And I would really encourage you, if you're able to go into a crystal store, to really go in there, and you will be drawn to the right crystal or crystals for you. And as you hold it in, you'll know. You can pick it up. I mean, you'll be drawn to it, and then when you pick it up, you'll feel it. I mean, you'll know which crystals that are for you. Barat, after the lunar eclipse, I was feeling all my energy, dragging negative energy was high, but after solar eclipse, it gives me a boost, feeling good. That's beautiful, Barat. And you're really going to find, come after Mercury goes retrograde, it's going to be a very beautiful, it will be, an emotional month in September, but it's going to be more of an emotional good month, if you will. And you're going to really find after the 23rd of September, things are really going to, if you're not sure, and many of us are in that space right now, which direction do I go? What do I do? I don't know if I should go here or there, or, do I start this, or do I start that? And you're really going to come out of that, sweet ones, throughout this month of September. You're really going to start, especially after September 14th, you're really going to come into a lot of clarity. You are really going to know without a shadow of a doubt what steps to take, which direction to go into. And now it's really just a matter of releasing all that really this total solar eclipse brought up. That's showing you your beliefs that you're still holding on to that need to go, that are, and that's really what the space you're in. And that's where, some of us may be feeling that stagnation, that may be feeling that confusion, and not sure, what do I do now? Where do I go? What is my life purpose? Who am I? And it's all of these things that's really asking you to go within and really just determine what it is that twitterpates your heart. And if it's not twitterpating your heart, or if a person's not twitterpating your heart, really observe why that is, and dig deep and really get to the core of it and release it. And come on, mama. And that's the beauty and the magic. And with the message from Gaia, life is a gift, and to embrace that gift, that's really, come on, mama, that's really where we're at right now, is really choosing what gifts, if you will, that we really want to embrace and build it in our home. Build it on the silver platter that we have been given through this. Oh, I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to close the door on your tail. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Oops. And my poor kitty. And that's what she's really asking us to do, is really just, what is it? Because what twitterpates my heart, it's not necessarily going to twitterpate your hearts. And this is where the gift of life really comes into play. Because right now, sweet ones, each are being asked, we all are, to really figure out the magic. Tony, come here. Leave her alone. Come here, Tony. Come on. And really figure out truly what twitterpates your heart. What is that passion? And that's one thing that's really hard for many on the spiritual journey, because we have been put in boxes, and right now it's really bringing up those boxes. Where have we put ourselves in boxes that we're still in a box? And communicating with Gaia this morning, she really showed that to me. She said to me, she says, really connect to, allow ourselves to connect to, she's already golden. She's already ascended. And she's really asking us to really focus on and connect to that golden, her golden ascended self, rather than what we're seeing here as we let this all go. And to really see where the boxes that are still being held within us. And those boxes are our beliefs, whether that's about sexuality, whether that is about relationships, whether that is about the roles the feminine and masculine play. And we're really, we really have been put into many, many boxes, whether that's in our relationships, our families, our jobs, social media, whichever it is. It does, and you're going to find, unifying doesn't mean that we have to be in a bunch of groups or this or that. Really what unifying means is we have to find that passion in our hearts, that which twitterpates it, and to really stand in the uniqueness of us, of ourselves. Because really, to come into unity, we have to be able to be comfortable in our own skin. And we have to really honor that uniqueness, that individual expression that each of us are. And she really, really emphasized that this morning with me. That we don't need, it doesn't matter if we're in the groups, in cliques, this or that, as long as we are standing in the power of our uniqueness, in our individual expressions of creativity, whether that in whatever way, shape, or form that may take. And Adela, oh wait, let me go back. I missed something. I meant website. Laugh out loud. I don't know why I said insure. You're laughing at my dogs. I'm telling you, my dogs have been hyper like you wouldn't believe since this total solar eclipse. Back and forth. I mean, just literally like they're racing from around a racetrack, only they can't. They just go back and forth from one end of the house to the other. I'm telling you, they're chewing on everything. My goodness. It was almost like it activated a chewing mechanism in them. If that even makes sense. I love Mercury retrograde. For some reason, the best things happen to me. You know, people, Mercury retrograde really gets a bad rap, you know. Yes, we go back, we review, we revise, we revisit the past and whatnot, but really those revisits are really just showing us again those boxes that we put ourselves in that Guy was referring to this morning. Well, Rachel, if you don't find out, if not, you can get some, Amazon, and there's healingcrystals.com. There's quite a few on there that you can find them, honey. Adela, wow, September resonates a lot coming for me. Hi, Jen, how you doing, beautiful? Big hugs and blessings, honey. You're going to find September is a huge, huge month for all of us, for humanity in general. You know, we got the Virgo-Leo alignment on the 23rd, and that is really going to manifest the new earth, if you will, anchor it in to the physical for all of us. And I think that's where, Gaia showed me this morning, that's where a lot of weariness and stuff is really coming in right now, because everyone is exhausted, everyone is tired, and know that you're all being bathed with a whole lot of new energy right now, and this weariness and this tiredness will balance out. It really is a beautiful thing. And as we go and leave this month of August and go into September, really embrace your uniqueness, sweet ones. You know, really allow yourselves to really step back and observe where you're being affected by the outside world. I've had quite a few comment on my videos and message me, and I've really backed off from my messages and doing guidance these past few days. You're really noticing where a lot of judgment is coming up to be released. You're really noticing where a lot of people are making comments. Well, I was told this. Well, somebody said this to me. I got a message this morning. Before I woke up to the message. Somebody had done an auto writing, and it's really helpful to understand, sweet ones, you are all things. You are every deity. You have been incarnated. Anything that has happened in the 3D matrix. Now, the 3D matrix is like a cube, Metatron's cube, if you will. And, it's like the foundation of a pyramid. Let's look at it like that instead. And there's 4 ascension cycles in every matrix. And this is the last ascension cycle, or the last side of the cube that's already been completed now of this matrix. And with that comes the fact that anything that has happened in this 3D matrix that is embedded into this planet, every one of us hold memories of being Jesus, being Mary Magdalene, being Archangel Michael, being Archangel Gabriel, being Saint Germain, being the Ascended Masters, being Moses. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And it's really helpful to understand that anything that has taken place, whether physically for you in your lifetime or past lives, everything is held within this planet. And it is those things. We are all things and all beings. And that is why, we are oneness. Because each of us hold all the memories of everything, whether we physically experience them or not. And so that is the beauty of the oneness that we are. That is the magic of being able to release all of these. And so when these memories come up, and that's why you see so many say, well, I'm Mary Magdalene, well, I'm Archangel Michael, well, I'm this. It's because you're remembering it. It's in your cell, it's in the cellular memory of this planet, which automatically makes it in the cellular memory of each of us. And some resonate with some aspects more than they resonate with other aspects, and that's okay. But that is where so many of these memories, especially for those that are just now awakening or have recently awakened, that's where a lot of these memories are coming up from. And that's why so many of you are feeling that, yes, you are Mary Magdalene, yes, you are Archangel Michael. It's helpful to understand you are all things and have been all things. I have solfeggio music, Jen, on in the background. I always have solfeggio music playing. I'm not sure which one it is, but I think it's a solar plexus one. Stuart, my cats have been singing me the song of their people for days. I feel they have become accepting. They appear to be quieting at present. My birth month is March. What crystal is good for me to use? Barat, what crystals to use really has nothing to do with your birth month, honey. I would really just encourage you to really go within and ask your spirit what crystal would be beneficial for you today. That is the best thing. Katie, you turned 30 in September. There's a lot of September birthdays, boy. I know a lot of people having birthdays. Why wouldn't you talk? And I really, really resonate already. I hear music. Oh, I answered that already. Yeah, it's in my background. I always play it, guys. How you doing, Sharon? Big hugs and blessings. I do get ringing in my ears, too. Jen, the ringing in your ears, if it's the right ear, spirit is downloading to your subconscious. If it's the left ear, that is where what has been downloaded by spirit into your subconscious is now being downloaded into your awakening consciousness, if you will, from subconscious to conscience. Karen, my birthday is August 31st. Oh, you're coming up on a birthday. Happy birthday, beautiful. I'm feeling the shift. So excited for my new year to create something new. Start creating it now. That was the message of Gaia this morning. Focus, connect. Ask to connect to her ascended self and really anchor in those energies that she will present to you, and that is really going to help you to start creating right now instead of waiting. One of the biggest messages she gave me this morning was stop waiting. Everybody is waiting, and it's really necessary if you want your new earth reality to anchor in. You have to take action, and you have to do. And you have to take action and do on what you are being guided by spirit, regardless of what that is. Leaving a job, leaving a marriage, relocating, starting your own business, whatever it may be. Now is the time to do it. Because the longer you wait to create it, you're missing a lot of opportunities. And she really emphasized that with me this morning. For all of us, and it wasn't just a message for me, it was more of a collective message, and all of us have to start taking action, start doing, start walking that talk, and really anchoring in the messages given to us from spirit on how to go forward and to really anchor that in now. Oh, you're most welcome, beautiful. Good morning, Rose, Sherry, Ellen, big hugs and blessings. Ellen, I get a deep thunder or flamestorm sound in my ear or head. It gives me peace and power. And some do that. You know, earlier, before I started this, I was getting a lot of, in my right ear, which is unusual. But I was getting what seemed like a lot of static, if you will. A staticky, thunderous noise. And sometimes, Ellen, and I bet you can resonate with this, I bet many of you can, it almost sounds like when a jet takes off, that thundering, almost like when you're in a plane and you hear it, that compressed thundering maybe is a better way of saying it. And that's, you know, again, the fourth eye, the pituitary gland, and the third eye is really coming into balancing, especially now that more you're finding that with Saturn going direct now, you're going to really find that masculine aspect within us. And without, you're going to really notice it in the masculine without too, but that, you know, they're really starting to flow. They're letting go of a lot of that control, and that's that masculine essence within us, really embracing the fact that the feminine has taken her throne, and that she is standing there not trying to will power over him, but is extending her hand in her grace and saying, let's do this together. You know, let's set aside, you know, having to outdo each other, having to, you know, all those aspects, and really just let's do this together. And he is the masculine essence, if you will, is really allowing that control, really allowing that trust to be extended. And even though he, and I say he, I'm referring to the essence within us. And you're going to find it in your relationships with the masculine outside of you. And I'm sure Stuart can attest to this, and any other masculine that's watching this. That masculine essence is really extending that trust, even though he's not fully sure that he can extend that trust to the feminine aspect. But he's willing, where he was not willing to before. That masculine essence is willing to let go of that control, and willing to take her hand now in equality and balance and harmonization. And that's where a lot of these emotions, that's where a lot of these changes are going. Have a beautiful day, Adela. Big, big hugs and blessings. There is a fourth eye, Sharon. Yes, the fourth eye is not often talked about because it's just referred to as the pituitary gland. Just like you have to open your third eye, the fourth eye is the masculine aspect, the pituitary, and that has been opened. And now it's just a matter of balance and harmony. And so, you know, as Helen, need to relocate, but I have no idea where to. Helen, I'm going to ask you to observe that, beautiful, because you say you need to relocate. Is it a need, or are you being guided to by spirit? Because there is a difference there, beautiful. I would really encourage you to observe that, go within and ask if it's spirit that is guiding you to relocate, or if it's the physical outside world that is dictating that you need to. And even if it is the physical outside world that's dictating, go within and ask spirit to guide you to where you need to go, beautiful, and you will get your answer. And you will get the correct answer of where you need to go, and you will know and have that idea of where to go. Karen, okay, I'm ready to take action. I will do it. I will anchor it in. Thank you so much, Linda. Love listening to. I love you guys. I love you. Big, big hugs and blessings. And so you're really going to find as more balance and harmony now that the masculine aspect within your heart really is extending that hand, if you will, taking the hand of the feminine and saying, yeah, we will do this together. You still got to be patient with me. You still got to give, allow me to find myself, find my balance as I come into balance with you. And really that's what it is. And, it's hard for the human aspect to look at it like that, because to hear me sit there and say, the masculine essence is saying, he's wanting to extend the hand, it makes it sound like it's outside of us, but it's not. It's really in here. And if you allow yourselves to really pay attention to your vessels, you're really going to find that when you allow yourselves to talk to your masculine within and talk to your feminine within, that you're going to hear both of those aspects, and you're going to be able to help them through your vessel balance and harmonize. And because, if you're embodied in the feminine, if you will, your masculine is your higher self, if you will, an aspect of your higher self. So you can connect with that. If you're a masculine, and you're finding yourself in this physical aspect of it, finding yourself struggling or finding it challenging to really let go of that control, that power, that ego. For the masculine, as hard as it has been for the feminine, if you will, in the physical sense, because the feminine is so emotional, it's actually more challenging for the masculine, because we're coming out of a patriarchal era, and that's all they know. That's all they know, is that they are the ones who are the protectors. They have to take care of the family. They have to put their big boy shorts on, and they can't cry. They can't be emotional. And so really, and I'm not negating what we as feminine have gone through. Please don't take it that way. But for the masculine, within and without, to give up that control is not easy. To trust when they have been taught to not trust is not an easy task. And the more we can nurture that masculine aspect, the more we can have that patience with that masculine aspect, the more we can allow that patience rather than the emotions to overcome it, the more trust is going to be extended, if you will, within, and bring that balance and harmony. And you will find that manifest outside within. And if you just step back and look at the physical, you can see where the masculine are changing. You can really, if you allow yourself to step outside of your own boxes of emotions and beliefs and everything else, you overall, collectively, you can really see where the masculine are opening up more, where they are beginning to communicate, whereas the masculine don't like to communicate, because they've been enslaved to believe to communicate and communicate how they feel, communicate their wants, communicate their needs, that is a sign of weakness. And so you can really observe, if you allow yourself to, that they are becoming more gentle. They are becoming a little more communicative. They are trying to express more of themselves and how they feel. And that is the beauty of this. And if you can step back and really allow yourself to observe that within yourself and without, you're really going to see that. And that's going to also, when you can observe that and actually witness it, not only from within, but witness it in the physical aspect of it, that helps calm, if you will, and comfort the human aspect side of us. Hey now, quit. You guys don't need to fight over a toy. You got a ton of them. That's enough. No, that's enough. Go get it. Go get it. And so, really embrace that and take that time to really observe that within yourself, in how you have, in certain ways you have let go of that control, that you are becoming more gentle. Observe your interactions with the masculine outside of yourself or the feminine outside of yourself, and how you are being more open with the feminine, or finding yourself feeling more comfortable with expressing your feelings and how you feel, rather than keeping it all within. This is a beautiful time, sweethearts. It really, really is. What did I miss here? Jack says, when there's balance between the masculine and feminine, it becomes more fun on the teeter-totter on the playground. Stuart says, I'm a masculine who is all about, let me see what you're... I don't know if my phone will let me see all you're saying. I'm a masculine who is all about the feminine, showing emotions, talking, living, and being in touch with both sides as equally as possible. It's hard when we try to shift the paradigms, but we can absolutely, absolutely, Stuart. That's beautiful. It's already happening, as you're saying. I've always been a sensitive soul. I wish others were too. Maybe not as much as me, but you know what I mean. I do know what you mean, sweetheart. And you know, it's really beautiful to actually witness the masculine really becoming more open, becoming more expressive, becoming more communicative, and coming out of the boxes that society and our cultures and our creeds and our religions and everything else has boxed him in. And for the feminine, it can get overwhelming because this is something the feminine aspect has wanted. You know, that has been the biggest thing, is that they really could not connect on that sacred, spiritual, intimate plane, if you will. And it can be overwhelming to the feminine as well because they're not used to that. And so this is really a beautiful time of really coming into that harmony with each other and learning how to dance together all over again, if you will, instead of the masculine having to be the one to lead and the feminine having to be the one to follow. And that is that's the magic of these moments, really. Rachel, I feel like I'm being led too fast and I'm frustrated because I don't know how. It's really difficult to decide if it's me or my higher self whom wants me to do this. I feel like I'm starting to be shown from within that we eat too much physical food and it is causing spiritual blockage. Does this make sense? Rachel, if you go within, you will get clarity on that. Does it make sense to me? Absolutely, it makes sense to me, but probably to many others it may not. You feel like you're being led and I'm frustrated because I don't know how. What do you mean you don't know how, beautiful? It's really difficult to decide if it's me or my higher self who wants me to do this. Well, if you're not sure, Rachel, quiet your mind and you will be sure. You will have the synchronicities fall into place. You will receive the messages that will guide you, that will show you. And if you're not sure, then ask for deeper clarity. Self, team. Well, I say Sky Command. I don't know if any of you do, but Sky Command is my team. But, you know, I'll sit there and say, okay, self, creator, team, Sky Command, show me. Bring me deeper clarity, please. You know, am I hearing this right? Am I seeing this right? Am I receiving this guidance right? And ask and you shall receive, sweethearts, always. And I feel like I'm starting to be shown from within that we eat too much physical food and it is causing spiritual blockage. What I get from that is your spirit and your vessel is guiding you to change your diet. And I also get from that, Rachel, is it's not so much physical food. What I get from the physical food part of that with you is that it's that battle above in the first statement. I'm frustrated because I don't know. It's really difficult to decide if it's me or my higher self. So what that to me is showing you is the physical food, if you will. It's not literally physical food. It's actually more like you're focusing too much on the physical and on you don't know if it's your physical self or your spirit. That's what I get by physical food there, causing spiritual blockage. To me, that's what that says to me, is that you are allowing the physical world to dictate or override your spirit, and that's causing spiritual blockage. That's the physical food that I'm getting. I would validate that within, sweetheart. I would really go within. Oh, I feel ready for a new dog. I got you. I don't need a new one. I just need these two to have patience with each other. That they're both boys, and I tell you what, they like that control back and forth. You know, that tug of war. They are always doing the tug of war. All right, Stuart says something else. Let me see if I can get my phone to see it. It's been happening for years. 2004, I believe it really kicked in. It's a slow process because of obvious higher masculine ideals that you've already touched on, but we're emerging as an individual collective. We're evolving and shedding the old look at the world that's happening. Absolutely. And as much as I say don't focus on the outside world, don't engage in it, don't participate in it, all of us, if you notice and observe, all of us are coming into more of a space of observance. Now, I've observed for years, the higher in frequency you allow yourself to evolve to, the more you come into that space where you observe more and more and more rather than engage. And that's why I said, at the beginning of the video, it's not that you have to be in a bunch of groups and this and that, because the higher in frequency you go to, really, you begin to focus on you. The outside world don't matter. And it don't matter if you're in a group, or any of that. You find yourself, actually, many will find themselves not participating in groups. I've hardly participated in 2 years now. And it's not that I'm not trying to unify or anything like that. It's just that ascension is an individual journey back into unity. Yes, you come together, but you come together as the individual expressions each of you are, and you unify them through acceptance and allowance, rather than participating in all the groups and sitting there saying, well, you need to be in this group to, or you can't be a member of it. You need to do this, you need to do that. This is the way it should be done. And share, because that means you love. And that's the wrong, well, there's nothing wrong, but that's really the spaces that you're leaving, if you will. And yes, sharing can be very loving, but to sit there and focus on sharing as that is love and that is unity, is an error in consciousness. You have to be willing to sit. You have to be willing to share from your heart, not because you're being asked to share. And that is where unity really comes in. And when you allow yourself to be very honest with yourself, there's a lot out there. Yes, we share from our hearts, but it doesn't mean we have to go share our videos to 100 groups or whatever, or ask everybody else to share, because really that's just trying to put ourselves out there, and we don't really need to do that. Spirit will guide you in every way, and that's where you will find coming into your own, stepping into your own, that you come into that space of really just observing and sharing your love that way. And that's the beauty of us. That is the beauty of coming into unity and sharing our love with each other. I don't do my videos to have followers, because truly I don't want followers. I share my videos because that's in my heart to do, and that's what my spirit guides me, because there's so many that are just awakening that it is not easy on the beginning of our journeys. And that's the beauty of us being a way shower, being able to share that experience, and reassuring those that are just awakening that they're not crazy, that they are hearing another aspect of themselves. And Pia, I am curious to know if the masculine feminine has anything to do with money, giving, receiving. The guy I know who is most in touch with his feminine side is very loving and sensitive to others' needs, but he never has any money. Pia, I would really encourage you, sweetheart, to really observe your attachments to money. And this is something that's big for the physical aspect of all of us. We have lived in a space of lack in poverty and in struggle for so long that you will find the majority on the spiritual journey does not live extravagantly. You will find that many on the spiritual journey have lost everything, and they do not have that fiat money system that we're leaving. And to ask yourself, Pia, why does it bother you if he doesn't have money? And ask yourself this: why do you have an attachment to giving and receiving attached to money? Our natural state of being has nothing to do with money. Abundance is not. The human aspect has a tendency to tie abundance into money. And that is an attachment, a box that really needs to be observed from the human aspect side. Because as long as you attach money to abundance, you're going to keep yourself in lack of that abundance. And money and all of the attachments to money is something that we are leaving from the old. And when you can feel abundant within yourself, abundance in joy, abundance in happiness, abundance in peace, you're going to find that abundance will come in every way, including financially. But I really encourage you to observe that and not judge giving and receiving to money, because you can give your love from your heart is worth more gold than any money in this world. So I would encourage you to go within and really observe those attachments you have to that, sweetheart. Jack's putting out all that sharing is more ego programming people have been taught by social media. Absolutely. Jen, I messaged you about the other day. Yes, Jen, you did, and we had a conversation about that. And that's not I'm not going to repeat mine and Jen's conversation, but I talk about it in all my videos anyways. Monique lost everything many times indeed. Yes, and we have to lose everything, sweet ones. And the reason why we have to lose everything is because we have to lose the attachments to material possessions. It is only when you lose everything that you can come into a total space of gratitude. And that is something humanity as a whole in the 3D matrix lost. They lost their humanity. They lost their morality. They lost their integrity because they attached it all to material possessions. And love has nothing to do with material possessions. You came into this world naked. You will leave this world naked. You're not going to take billions of dollars with you. You're not going to take your bed with you. You're not going to take that fancy Cadillac with you. You're just not. And that is why we have had to go through losing everything in order to gain everything. Stuart lost and found it also many times in one way or another. Girl, absolutely, I agree. I can't tell you how many times I've lost it. It's kind of like those multiple deaths that we go through on our journey. For every death, there's a new beginning. That's part of it. That you have to let go of the old. You're going to find yourself that even your vehicles that you had, anything that really was gained and obtained in that mindset, in that frequency of those lower timelines, if it hasn't been lost or taken out of your presence, it will be, because it was accumulated and attached to you in a lower frequency that cannot be in the higher frequencies. Sherry, what if you are not getting any direction and clarity on what direction to go in life? Sherry, I'm going to say this, beautiful. If you're not getting direction, it's because you're not quieting your mind and hearing your spirit. Simple as that. And that is the hardest thing for many to do, is to quiet their mind. And if you're not sure How to do that, Sherry? There's many of us out there that can give you many techniques on how to do that. You can message me and I will help you. Pia, it does not bother me. I'm a single mother with a teenager and I have to create money right now as much as I am happy without it. You cannot create that money, Pia, until you create that abundance within here, within your heart. Until you create abundance of joy, happiness, peace within your heart, then you will see that it will manifest without. During the loss, I realized nothing really changed that much for me. The growth was precious, though. Monique, let me ask you something. Let's observe that statement here, beautiful. During that loss, I realized nothing really changed that much for me. The growth was precious, though. Do you see the contradiction in that statement, beautiful? I realized nothing really changed. Do you have any idea how much changed because of that growth? Maybe it didn't seem like it in the physical, and maybe it didn't manifest immediately in the physical, but that growth was the greatest change you can imagine. And so, really, what did you realize? Did you realize it from the ego, or did you realize it from the spirit? Because if you can look at that loss from the spirit side of things, everything changed for you through that growth. And that's where our mind likes to trap us. Totally likes to trap us there. Jax, you have to lose everything to move from a material, physical-based world in order to move into a spiritual-based system. It is a baby step in learning to master being a co-creator. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bobby Joe, wow, yes, this is happening, and it is amazing. It really is. Monique, I meant the physical stuff. Yes, that's because you're focusing on the physical. And when you can allow yourself to stop focusing on the physical, you're going to find that all that precious growth that you did within is going to manifest a heck of a lot easier without than if you focus on, well, I did a lot of growth, but I don't see any, I realized nothing changed. That's because your focus is on the outside, and your focus needs to be in here. That's how you create your new world, is here, right here. And when you can keep that focus right here, and keep focusing on, well, the physical world dictates this to me, but that's okay, because that's, this is what matters. Keep focusing on this dream. Even if the physical world puts up roadblocks, puts up this, puts up that, you still have to remain right here. It don't matter if you're realizing it in the physical or not. You have to realize it in here. And if you do not fully invest in your dream through here, and in every way, every thought, every aspect, it's going to take a heck of a lot more for you to realize it and for it to manifest in the outside physical world, if you will. My mind got so loud lately. It happened so quick. If gone unchecked, it's like it waits, quieting very much so now. Oh yeah, your mind, especially right now, as you release that old matrix as we in this space of crossing, if you will, to the 23rd September, which is really going to cross you over into that new earth reality, if you will. Your mind is really going to try, through this crossing, is really going to try and get you to turn back, cross that bridge. And Bobby, Pia, once you turn within, the universe will take care of you and yours abundantly, absolutely. But it's got to be within, sweethearts. Bobby Joe, yes, that is a precious gift to see where you have come. I see myself on top of a mountain. I can look down and see where I came from. Absolutely. And Bobby Joe, you're going to find that now you're going to start coming down that mountain, and you're going to take all that stuff from up here, and you're going to walk down that mountain, and you're going to physically build it, or build your new home, spiritual home, if you will, down the other side of the mountain. Jack's roadblocks is spirit trying to get your attention to look a different direction. And that's true, when you keep getting roadblocks, spirit's saying that's not the direction you're supposed to go in. That's not the step you're supposed to take. If you plan to move and your car breaks down, well, it's not just, well, you had an old car and things were wrong with it. Spirit's trying to give you a message that wasn't the step you were supposed to take in that particular moment in time. And that's where, when you can allow yourself to live through your spirit, live through your heart, the physical world becomes a message. And that's it. The physical world becomes a tool. And that's all it becomes. It no longer matters to you about this physical world. What you lack, what you don't have, this, that, and the other. And when you allow Spirit to guide you, to be your creativity, to guide your every thought, your every move, your every step, your every breath, your every heartbeat, you will find that everything in this physical outside world is a message. And the people in the physical outside world are playing a role, period. Because how you perceive this outside world will not be the same as how Monique perceives it. It's not going to be the same as how Bobby Joe perceives it. It's not going to be how I perceive it. That's why I always say perception is self-reflection. And I'm not the only one who says that. You look at all the ancient gurus, they say the same thing. You know, there's a purpose as to why we say that. And as long as you allow this outside world and the beings in this outside world determine your emotions and dictate your life, it don't matter how spiritual you are. You're still giving your power away. And, you know, and so many people come to me and say, yeah, but I'm struggling. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that. That's because you've given into that fear. You gave that power away. You allowed the outside world to dictate your feelings and your emotions. And rather than stepping and catching yourself in that space of fear, you allowed that fear to create. Megan says, I can't get rid of this anxiety feeling in the pit of my stomach. I don't even know why I have this feeling. Megan, observe it, beautiful. Is that anxiety feeling because of all the changes that are taken within through your spirit, and maybe the human aspect of you is feeling that anxiety because you're scared of the changes? You're scared of the unknown? You're scared to allow yourself to fly and leap into the unknown because you don't know where you're going to land, or if you're going to land, or if you're going to crash land. Because, you know, that's the biggest unconscious fear of the human aspect. You know, what if? What if? Spirit says to do this, but what if it doesn't work out? You know, I don't have no place to go, and Spirit's telling me to relocate. You know, I don't have the money to move, or I don't have a vehicle, or I don't this. You know, what if, what if, what if? And, you know, that's showing you a space where you lack faith and trust not only in the Creator, but in yourself. When Creator shows you something, regardless if you have the money, the means, the knowing of where you're exactly supposed to go, or yada yada yada, when you allow your mind and those doubts and those anxieties to sit there unconsciously, especially, you know, that's showing you a space. You, at this point in time, you are every single one of us, we are being asked to totally surrender to Spirit, knowing that when you leap off of that cliff, whether you see your wings or not, they'll start flapping. You know, Spirit is asking you to stand there and surrender, to fall back, knowing regardless if there's anyone standing behind you, their Spirit will catch you. And that is the hardest thing for the human aspect side of us to do. And that's part of the AI programming we have been enslaved in. We have been taught to fear everything, especially following our heart and our spirit. And so, you know, that's just something that you have to find within yourself, you know, and really observe where you have that faith and lack in spirit, that lack of trust in spirit, because all of us are being asked to jump into the unknown, the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable, and know that spirit has us. And that's the absolute faith and trust in spirit, and that's something the human aspect has a really hard time doing, because it's not tangible. Spirit is not tangible. Alright, where are we at here? Bobby Joe, I am. It's happening for me right now. So grateful. And you know, gratitude, I'm telling you, gratitude your lover. When you can make gratitude the lover of your breath in every breath, life will become much more magical and graceful. Megan, I read that. Let's see. Lizette, I feel that too. My stomach feels weird. I have anxiety. I'm nervous. Oh, you're welcome, Bobby Joe. You're most welcome, sweethearts. I surrender, spirit, I surrender. You say that, Megan. And that's great that you say I surrender, spirit. So now that you have told spirit I surrender, rest assured, sweet one, you are going to be presented with an opportunity to actually see if you really have surrendered. And that means spirit is going to present you with an opportunity to step into the unknown, the unheard, the unseen, and to really see if you really are surrendering. So keep that in the back of your thoughts, because you will be presented when you sit there and say, I am ready, spirit, I surrender, spirit. You will be presented with an opportunity to really see if you are. Just like you say, I want peace, you will be presented with an opportunity to be that peace, to see if you really can be that peace that you want. And that's the beauty of spirit. That is the beauty of spirit. Jack says, when a baby eagle gets pushed out of the nest, the baby flaps its wings, trying so hard to fly, and before that baby crashes on the rocks below, Daddy Eagle swoops down and catches, I can't see the rest of that, catches that baby and will take that baby back to the nest. Just as the eagle does that, so will Father catch you. Absolutely. Good morning, Amy. Big hugs and blessings. Good morning, Alice. Big hugs and blessings to you and Julie and Cindy and whoever else I miss. Wow, didn't know eagles did that. How cool. Of course they did, you know. We're from the eagle tribe. Well, not all of us are from the bird tribe and eagle tribes, but I'm from the eagle tribe. It's Bobby Joe, it's true. Took me a looking time to physically surrender, but what a gift it is to let go. And that's really true, sweet ones. The more you can sit there and allow yourselves to truly let go of this physical material world and allow spirit to guide you in every way. That's why I'm always saying, don't let this outside world dictate you. This outside world is an illusion. And people get upset with me for saying that, but really it is. Because everything that's in this outside physical world that you're seeing right now is already the past. And that's why it's so important to stay in your hearts and to focus on what you want to create. Because everything you're witnessing through your physical, tangible eyes is already the past. And the more you focus on that, that's the more you're creating. Well, if you don't like what the hell you're seeing in the outside world, you don't like the lack and the struggle and everything else that you may be experiencing or going through right now, that's because you're, by you focusing on it, you're just creating that to continue. That's why you have to allow the outside physical world to be a tool rather than to be your emotional dictator, if you will. That's enough, both of you. Come on now. And so when you can stay in here and just, okay, this is what's happening, and just flow with it and go with whatever's happening, and know that if it's a negative experience or seemingly negative experience, if you will, that it will change because you're focusing in here and it's just past energy. What are you barking at me for? What? And and so that's really where it's so necessary to use the outside world as a tool rather than a dictatorship. And we have been enslaved in that dictatorship long enough to allow this outside world to dictate to us. And that's where, on the spiritual journey and really embracing the fullness of your heart and spirit, when you can fully surrender to that, this outside physical world will change. You will begin to see what you have been focusing on from within here, the creativity. You know, you're building your house, your new house from in here, not from the physical world. And that's what Spirit really wants all of us to focus on. Gaia too. That was her big message. Life is a gift, a precious gift. And when you can build your house from your heart, and when you can connect to her ascended self, if you will, rather than her descended self, which is right, the physical right now, you're going to find it's going to be much easier for you to create and manifest in the physical through your heart and through your spirit, when you can surrender to that and when you can allow yourself to maintain those higher frequencies and really connect. And connect with Gaia. She will guide you in every way as far as this physical plane goes. Spirit will guide you and show you the way, and Gaia will show you how to manifest it and build it. You just have to allow yourself to connect. Connect to my beloved Great Spirit and connect to Gaia. They're one, and they're hand in hand. One's the spirit realm and one's the physical. And really Gaia is that spirit. And when you can allow yourself to connect to her ascended self, you will find manifesting what you want is going to be much more graceful here in the physical plane. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of change, and change is never easy, sweet ones, in any way, shape, or form. Change is never easy. And that's the anxiety and stuff that you're feeling. But that anxiety is also asking you to surrender. So allow yourselves to surrender. Be willing to take that risk. Be willing to open yourself up regardless of the dictatorships of this outside world and the families and our friends and everything else that likes to dictate to us. Surrender. And you will find it'll be much more easier and graceful in manifesting your heart's desires and the dreams that you hold within here. And on that note, sweet ones, it's coffee time again. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. I'm holding you in eternal peace, love, grace, beauty, joy, harmony, abundance. Can you see passion speaking about Gaia? Again, Gaia's my heart and my spirit. She's not separated from me. I don't even have to go in meditation to talk to her. I hear her in every moment. I hear her pain. I hear her anger. I hear her love and her forgiveness. And as hard as this may be for the human aspect to embrace, again, Gaia is your inner child. And when she becomes emotional, when she gets fed up, she's no different than any of us. And the only difference is when Gaia gets upset. Earthquakes, volcanoes, natural hurricanes, not genetically engineered ones like Harvey was. But she purges. She feels your every emotion, sweet ones. That's what the human aspect really can't understand. She feels your tears. She feels your anger. She feels your untruth. She knows. Because it goes, that's why I say we are all conduits for her. She knows with every lie you tell, every half-truth you tell. She knows when you cheat, when you lie, when you steal, when you do somebody wrong. When you're angry, when you're frustrated, she feels it all. And if you don't transmute that and you continue to project it out, it goes right back into her, just to come up at a later date for it to be That's where a lot of this collective energy comes in. Because it don't matter if you're awakened or unawakened. All right, give me a kiss. Say hi, say hi. Say hi. Yeah, we see you. Say hi. Okay. Now you said your hellos. Okay, say them again. Now, no, now, down now. Come on now. All right, go on now. Thank you. And she feels it. And so that's where, if you don't, that's the collective as the conduits that we are. Even those, it don't matter if you're awakened or unawakened. It still goes into the planet. And those of us that are awakened have to transmute it and transform it for those that are not. All right, say hi. Both of you say hi. Now that you're jumping on me, say hi. All right, that's my puppies telling me it's time to play. You get off with the video. It's time to play, Mama. Stuart, did I answer your question, sweetheart? Can see, feel, hear it anyways, but was more palatable just then? Oh, I get you. Okay. I've done many videos where I have let Gaia speak through me. Some of them have come out very angry, and some of them stop now. And some of them have come out very loving. And again, the human aspect has come after me when Gaia has expressed her anger through me. And it is what it is. Just like I don't call myself a channeler because I don't have to go into meditation to channel Gaia. She literally is a part of me. And I've never considered myself a channeler because I don't have to go into meditation for her to come out. I can just let her come out. And that's the beauty of her too, just as it is for us. The human aspects has emotions. And it's when we can transcend those emotions, they transcend them through Gaia too. We're conduits for her. And that's the beauty of us. That we can do that. That we can connect. And that's love. You've heard of a father's fury, a mother's fury, and a father's love? Father's fury and a mother's love. It's one and the same. But if you think that Gaia don't get furious at times with us, think again. You guys, we all, when I say you guys, I'm including myself, we all have done a lot of damage to her. She has every right to be angry. She has absolutely every right to take that switch and to switch us kids. And to put us back in alignment. She has every right to do that. She's our mother. And we have not been the most gracious children. Not at all. But we're returning back to that. We're returning back to our innocence, and she's helping us along the way, even if she has to smack us on the ass a few times to wake us up. It's okay. Because, that's what she does. And that's what parents do. As they said, they guide their children back to love. To be the best that they are, and that's what's going on right now. And the more the more she releases, and the more... Was that necessary? You see what you just did? Alright, it's time to go. My boys are getting antsy. I love you guys. Yes, moms are good at that. They are very good at that. Have a great day, sweet ones. Big, big hugs and blessings. I love you. And really feel the magic. And take Gaia's advice. Start taking action and doing and building your golden home, if you will. Have a great day, guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. Bye-bye now.